So this is kind of the videos that I don't like making, but the type of video that I think probably has to be made at some point. Do not buy these Safe and Sane fireworks in 2024. As you can see, we got the logos of the three main stands, and this video, I mean, we're kind of just going to be trashing some stuff from these stands, some stuff that the price is too high on, stuff that doesn't perform well, stuff that, really probably shouldn't even be in these stands, but unfortunately there are going to be some people who buy it. So the best thing I can do, I think, is try and send like a little bit of just try and get people not to buy this stuff. And I got really nothing against. I'm not trying to trash any of these manufacturers. I mean, Freedom has been great to us for years. TNT has got some new stuff that was pretty nice. Phantom even has some decent singles. I mean, they're the reason we even get to celebrate this holiday, but they still make some bad choices. And here's where I just kind of go out and rant. So a lot of nice stuff, like I said, can be found at all these stands. However, this is just stuff I wonder why it exists, and here's what I recommend staying away from. Let's start with TNT. Why not? So up in the top right, the number one thing I have here is called Allegiance. It is this big, you see this thing in stands, and it's just huge. It's gigantic. It has this awesome artwork. It's like, oh my goodness, this thing has to be so cool, right? Then you light it, and you realize it's pretty much 3 minutes of boring. It has some whistles and stuff, but it really doesn't do anything. And it's on top of that, it's $120 freaking dollars, man. So $120 on one fountain. And then, amazingly, they have an arguably worse finale item, even though it's $10 cheaper. They got this candy paint. Now, we all know, we saw what happened last year when somebody bought a candy paint. He just bought a candy paint. Put it back, dude! Don't do it! No! Yeah, you will crush my pyro heart, and maybe this year I might open the window and yell at you from across traffic, because it's not good when I see somebody buying that thing. All it just has, all it has going for it is the color. The Allegiance, at least there's a bit of whistles, and there's a little bit of a fan effect. It's not very good. This thing just has no redeeming qualities. And in fact, that's kind of what I'm going for with this list. If you see it on this list, it really has absolutely no redeeming qualities to it. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is lightning flash. These things are great if you ever want to see what welding is like without eye protection. You light them up and they will just blind your audience, and then they can't see the rest of your fireworks show. Even at only $1.79 for a 6-pack, just don't buy these things. They used to put these everywhere in assortments when we used to get assortments. And actually, what we would do is we would take the entire box, tie the fuses together, and then find a fountain that it was burned and just put them inside the cardboard for the fountain. And then it comes out with a little bit of light and stuff. Wow! They're really unimpressive. Next thing we got are these 6-pack of dino eggs. They did drop the price on this, but still, all these things are literally just, they're sparklers in the shape of fountains. The fairy wands and the ninja sticks, those are more impressive than these things ever will be. I did hear that they are discontinuing these, which is a good thing. I hope nobody buys it, because the art team did a great job on this package. I think Beast was talking about that last year. The art team did a great job on this, but the firework team sure did drop the ball on this one. And then the next thing, this one is sad, man. You got a 70% off item, Bella. This used to retail for $70 freaking dollars. It's now $21, and I saw the price drop on it, and I was like, I got excited. It's like, oh, maybe I can try this. Then I looked at the demo. It does absolutely nothing worth even the $21. There's one tube of maybe good crackle in it, But after that, there is absolutely nothing. Then, and when I say one tube, I mean only one tube is crackling at once. You got stuff like Centennial for $19.99 in the same price range, which has 3 tubes that crackle at once. Toxic Barrel has a more powerful crackle than it for $20. Same thing with like Magic Seashell, which I don't know if that'll be in stands this year. I hope so. Just this, I can't believe that I can't believe that this was ever $70. Whoever thought that was a good idea was insane. And I mean, it's still not even worth it at a 70% discount. I think the actual discount is like $69.5. I guess there is the defense that you used to get 2 for 70, but still 70 divided by 2, that's 35. And no way in heck would I ever put this in my show, even for $21. It's going to need to drop to probably about 10 before I am like, okay, maybe I'll consider. And they still got better fountains for $10. They got Icebreaker, they got Magic Beans that are still better than this Bella Butterfly for $10. So that is my rant on these items. Now, next up, as we're still on the TNT train here, we got some things that I didn't think qualified for the list, but I still would probably never ever buy and don't recommend you buying. First up, we got this 3-pack of Majestic Unicorns. Now, these honorable mentions are like items that are bad, but are saved by something. At least in the case of Majestic Unicorns here. The next two have a little bit of a different situation going on that I'll explain. The Unicorn Fountains, $24.99 for these 3. They last about maybe 30 seconds, and they don't crackle. I got excited when these came out because I like cones, and TNT is now the only manufacturer that's offering cones. The only saving grace with this 3-pack is that there's a little bit of fish in them, a little bit of flying fish. But other than that, there's really nothing to it. It's basically just a flare colored to the base of the fountain. So like the pink one on the left has a little bit of pink, and then it just has some pink flying fish, and then that's it. I can't recommend them. Now, Cool Cat and Jalapeno Popper, the smarter among you may realize, hey, these aren't bad fountains, but they're on here because Cool Cat and Jalapeno Popper are literally sold as different fireworks at the same stand for a lower price. Cool Cat is sold as Cool Breeze, which is also a BOGO, for $2 cheaper. So if you want Cool Cat, just get Cool Breeze and save a couple of bucks. Unless you want to mix and match it with like Orchid or something. I guess you can mix and match anything at $9.99 BOGO. And the Jalapeno Popper, the other item is called Game Mode. Game Mode is not BOGO, but it's only $2.40. You could, $9.99 BOGO, you divide that in half, that's $4.90. It's $5. So when you get the Popper, you're paying $5 for one of these, and they're framing it as, oh, it's a BOGO, you get 2. No, they increased the price on it, so you're actually, you're buying 2. And even then, Game Mode, like I said, $2.40, same exact firework. Get 4 game modes for $10. It might be a little over $10, but still, you multiply $2.40 times 2, you get $4.80. So I think math would state that you get 4 game modes, it would cost you less than 2 of the poppers. So here we have page 1. Yeah, I said it, page 1 of Phantom's no buys. And I'm going to use this phrase again. The clever among you may recognize a pattern. This is basically every single one of Phantom's big 500 grammars. And they're here because they raised the price on all of them this year, and they're all dog water. I can't swear. But Apache Fire Dance, Komodo, the best one here is the Crown Jewel in New York Harbor for $99. Even the New York Harbor at $90 is bad. Coral Reef, that's a Delirium rewrap. Might not be exactly like Delirium, but it's close. Delirium's getting sold at TNT for $75. 15 more bucks, you're not going to be getting a better deal on this. They're literally the same fountain. I don't understand why it's been 10 years or so and Phantom is still selling these same 500 grammars. They did seem to get rid of There She Glows. It's not on the flyer this year, but I guarantee you it'll be back. And, I mean, all it would take for Phantom to not get their butt whipped by TNT in this department, because TNT does whip their butt. I mean, you get a crown jewel for $99. Go to TNT, get an opening show. It is a 40 times better show. You could even go and get 2 Living the Dreams, $49.99 each from TNT, and you will have a better finale than all of these put together. I don't, why can't they just rewrap something from TNT and put it in there? I'm not even going to say to put it at the price TNT has. Just that would help them compete a little bit. It would do Phantom an absolute world of good. So that's just the 500 grammars. Now we're going to get into the regular single items that everybody's more interested in. So here's the standard Phantom single items. And what we're really looking at here is more trash. So we got Dragon Slayer. Let's start off with that. This used to be a nice fountain. But last year, I didn't buy it. I got to admit. This used to be a nice fountain, although I think I brought up something about the quality being bad. It's dudded on me twice. And then last year, Blake Thompson, who's another pyro, he released this video of it. And, I mean, there was just... It did absolutely nothing but bore the heck out of me for about 50 seconds. I mean, it went from being a nice fountain on a budget. In fact, it actually used to be BOGO for like $10. Now you get one for $12.99. And the same thing goes for Uproar. Uproar just, I mean, like I said, everything on this list is just something that has no redeeming qualities. Uproar is just hot garbage. I bought it in 2019, and I remember just lighting it and going, yeah, never again. I did a review on all these $12.99 things. There's not a lot of argument for any of these except any of those $12.99 fountains anymore. So the next big dud we have here is Captain Nuclear. $50 for this, and it has kind of the same issue as Bella from TNT, where the price is so high, but it doesn't do anything impressive. I mean, there's fountains way cheaper than it that do the same thing. Stormrunner, even with the water down, is, I mean, BOGO at $49.99. You'll get 2 of them. It's a way better deal than this Captain Nuclear piece of trash. And then you'll notice I've put Savage here, and we got a TNT fountain there. And you'll go, why is the TNT fountain there? It's because Savage is a rewrap of Ellie from TNT, also known as Power On, also known as Whimsy from Freedom. But you'll notice something. Phantom removed that middle tube. That middle tube is what makes the firework. That is the tube that has all of that crackle. That is what makes the firework worth having. They took the best part out of it. So, even at only $25, don't buy it. Ellie at TNT isn't much better for $34, but go to Freedom, get Whimsy. I think it's only like $2 or $3 more than the Phantom one, and you get that extra tube. It's complete. And next we have the Phantom Honorable Mentions. Or I guess they're Dishonorable Mentions, actually, now that I'm thinking of it. Where we have the Bazooka Torch, Pixie Dust, and Sundance. I'll start with Pixie Dust, because it's up on the top. Pixie Dust is another one of those fountains that just does nothing. I mean, there's a BOGO $39.99. $40 freaking dollars you're paying. I guess you are getting 2, but still, I mean, it's not worth $20. Especially when you can get a flower pot and, I mean, a Vibrant Voltage in that same category. I mean, just don't buy Pixie Dust. It's not a good thing. And then Sundance is its redeeming quality is BOGO $24.99. That's not a great price on it still. It's basically a one-tube wonder from an assortment. I originally had it in the regular list until I realized it was $12.50. The thing is this thing, even though it's $24.99, you get 2 of them. You get 2 of them for $24.99. That comes out to $12.50 each. That's better than most of the $12.99 fountains from Phantom. So that's its only redeeming quality, but other than that, it's a one-two wonder. And then there's this bazooka torch. The bazooka torch almost saves itself on this because it went BOGO for $24.99. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it is $24.99. I'm speaking out of my butt here. In 2022 especially, it was $33 for this gigantic California candle. It's a sparkler, people. It's not a fire. It's not. Well, it is a firework. It's not a fountain. It's a sparkler. $24.99 again. $12 for it is okay, but they're probably not going to hold it at that $12 price point each because Phantom has this tendency lately to do this BOGO for like 1 year on this thing, and then they're done with it. And yeah, it's just, this thing is trash for the price. I can't say much more for it. I just think about the 2022 price on it. $32.99. I'll say it again. Trash. Lastly, we have Freedom. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer before I get into this. You'll notice on my channel, I don't have any demos of Freedom stuff. That's because this year is going to be one of my first year, it is going to be my first year ever trying Freedom fireworks. Their nearest stand is about 60 miles away from me, and that's going through SoCal traffic. So I've never actually made the trip, but this year I'm going to do it. Either way, I'm pretty certain that I will get people to back me up on this. I don't have a honorable mentions part for Freedom, but first up we have these 7-inch assorted fountains 4-pack. You'll notice these packs. Most of this stuff is actually just assortment stuff. You find these packs in TNT assortments, and then you got assorted shark fountains, which I think I labeled as a 4-pack, but it looks like it's a 3. Oops. And then we got 1, 2, 3 Go, which again is another one of those one-tube wonders. They're trying to sell it for $23 BOGO. 1, 2, 3 Go. I'm going to quote Redbeard here. 1, 2, 3 No is what I saw on a demo for it. And then Tropical Birds. Again, it's another 4-pack of assorted fountains. They last like 20 seconds. And then we got Tantrum. $55 for this quote-unquote finale. It's boring. It's the same problem as Legion. Bores you to death for like about 3 minutes, then throws some like little bit of decent crackle in the end, and tries to say, "Oh, I'm good." No, if you're getting a finale from Freedom this year, drop the $2 from the Tantrum and get a Majestic Mama. Now, Majestic Mama is all just one effect, but it is a good effect. It's cracked. It's just straight tall crackle, and it's better than Tantrum. Tantrum really did. I watched Beast's video just before this video, and as you can tell, recording this, and as you can tell, I really don't remember much from it. So, don't buy that stuff from Freedom. Freedom does seem to save us a lot of money, and they get a lot of praise, but they got some clunkers. And at the end of the day, you got to remember, Freedom is literally just TNT as well. So they still do this stuff. And now we're going to get into the last part, which applies to all of these companies. Everybody's been saying it for years, but I'm just going to say it again because I still see people doing it. Don't buy assortments. Most of you watching this probably know the deal with assortments. They're just these, the manufacturers take these gigantic pieces of cardboard and they put one little tube in it. And it looks like, oh, this thing will be giant. This will be an excellent deal. No, don't buy them. I did mention I get it. I kind of get it. There is a little bit of a nostalgic thing. There is a little bit of something cool about just looking at a box of fireworks, waiting to open it, staring at the art, wondering what they're gonna do. There's a bit of a nostalgia thing, but if you're buying just to get the best show, and you're throwing a whole bunch of money around like some people, like some of the us are, just stay away from all these assortments. I did end up listing 2 that I think maybe have some redeeming qualities, but I use maybe very, very strongly there. We got the Phantom Awestruck, which, I mean, it's $200. They keep raising the price on it, but you'll get about 30-ish items to light. That's better. That's better than you can do with $200 in stand items. But still, your burn time's not going to be very long on it. It's going to be 20 minutes maximum, maybe, if you take out all the novelties. I mean, you do get like sparklers and killer bees in there. So I mean, the Awestruck, if you get the Awestruck and then you throw a TNT 500 grammer like Living the Dream on top of it, you'd be probably satisfied. But still, $200. This thing used to cost $120 when it first came out. And then we have the American Dream Team pack by TNT. I only put this on here because, I mean, you aren't going to have to deal with the watered down thing on here. This is just a big finale pack that TNT put together. It might save, I think it saves you a little bit of money if you buy all this separately. If you buy this in the box as opposed to separately. I mean, you got a Delirium in there, you got Living the Dream. Well, I think it's actually labeled as Majestic Mama in the Dream Team box, but you got basically all of TNT's big 500 grammers. I do wish they'd replace some stuff though. Like, I wish they'd take, I think it has Wizard Alley in it. I wish they'd take that out and like put in a Brain Buster, or, you know, take out Jungle Flower and put in World Champ. They should keep this box up to date. But I do think it saves you a little bit of money. Still not a ton of money, and it's still $500. Either way, thanks for watching, guys. I think this rant went on for over 20 minutes. So if you're still here, my hat's off to you. I am going to try and ramp up production on this for the next few weeks. In case you don't know me, I run 2 other YouTube channels, and June is actually the busiest time of year for all 3 of them. And I'm working pretty much 6 days a week on the other channel and just filming for this one in my off time. But I'm trying to get stuff out for you guys. So thanks for watching. More videos coming soon. See you guys later. Bye.